Your colleague just derailed the quarterly review. It's not my fault the numbers are down. That's not fair to blame my team. The market made me pivot strategy. 3 phrases, 3 surrenders of power, 3 signals that he's mentally weak. Here's what separates stupid men from strategic ones. Stupid men give away control through their words. They blame, they whine. They hand their authority to circumstances and other people. I'm going to show you 10 phrases that scream amateur hour. More importantly, you'll learn the Stoic countermoves that Marcus Aurelius and Seneca used to command respect in the most brutal political arena in history. Rome didn't reward victims. Neither does your boardroom. Here's the counterintuitive part. The phrases that feel powerful actually make you weaker. The moves that feel uncomfortable create unshakable authority. Section 1. Phrases 1 to 3. The victim mentality. Let's start with the 3 phrases that destroy executive presence faster than anything else. These are victim phrases. They signal that you've surrendered control of your inner citadel to external forces. Phrase 1. It's not my fault. You're in a team meeting. The project failed. Everyone's looking for someone to blame. The amateur says, it's not my fault. I did my part. They didn't execute. Watch what happens. He just told the room he has no real authority. He can't influence outcomes. He's a passenger, not a driver. Marcus Aurelius faced plagues, wars, and betrayals as emperor. His response? You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He took radical responsibility for everything in his sphere of influence. That's executive presence. Here's your move instead. I own this outcome. Here's what I'm changing. 2 sentences. You just claimed authority over the situation and signaled you can solve problems, not just identify them. Phrase 2. That's not fair. Your promotion got delayed. Budget cuts hit your department. The amateur response? That's not fair. I deserved that role. They're playing politics. You just announced to everyone that you expect the world to operate by your personal rulebook. That's not strength, that's entitlement. Epictetus was a slave who became Rome's greatest teacher of mental freedom. His core principle: don't demand that things happen as you wish. Wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. He understood that fighting reality is the fastest way to lose your composure. Your power move. Here's how I adapt to this situation. You're not accepting defeat. You're accepting the current reality so you can strategically respond to it. That's the difference between reactive and proactive leadership. Phrase 3. He made me angry. Someone challenges your idea in the meeting, interrupts your presentation, questions your numbers. The stupid response? He made me so angry. I couldn't help but snap back. He pushed my buttons. You just confessed that other people control your emotional state. You handed them the keys to your inner citadel. The Stoics called this the fundamental error. You cannot control what others do or say. You can only control your response. When you say someone made you feel anything, you're admitting they have more power over your mind than you do.
Seneca put it perfectly. You will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you. True power is sitting back and observing everything with logic.
Here's the executive move: strategic silence. When someone attacks, you pause 3 seconds. You breathe. Then you respond from a place of choice, not reaction. I hear your concern. Let me address that. You just demonstrated that you cannot be rattled. That's unshakable authority. Notice the pattern here. Every victim phrase surrenders control. Every Stoic response claims it back. The stupid man reacts. The strategic man responds. Quick question. Which of these 3 phrases do you catch yourself using most? Drop a comment. I'll show you the specific counter move that works best in your situation. This is just the beginning. We have 7 more phrases that destroy your credibility and the ancient tactics that build unbreakable mental strength. Section 2. Phrases 4 to 7. The weak authority. You've learned to stop surrendering control. Now let's expose the next trap. Phrases that signal weak authority. These are the words that tell everyone in the room you're not ready for real responsibility. You might think you sound professional, but you're actually broadcasting amateur status. Phrase 4. I'll try. You're in an HR meeting. They need the diversity report by Friday. The amateur says, I'll try to get it done. You just told them you're probably going to fail. Try is the language of people who don't take ownership of outcomes. Marcus Aurelius didn't try to defend the Roman frontier. He did it or he didn't. There's no middle ground when you're in command. When you say, I'll try, you're already creating an excuse for failure. Here's your move. I'll have it done by Thursday. Clear commitment, specific deadline. You just demonstrated that you control your schedule and deliver results. If something genuinely threatens the timeline, you communicate early with solutions, not excuses. Phrase 5. I already know that. Someone offers feedback on your presentation approach, suggests a new project management tool, shares a lesson from their experience. The stupid response? Yeah, I already know that. I've been doing this for years. You just shut down learning and announced that your ego is more important than growth. Epictetus taught that the first step to wisdom is admitting ignorance. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. The moment you stop learning, you start dying professionally. The executive move. Tell me more about that approach. Even if you've heard it before, you might learn a nuance you missed. You might discover how they apply it differently. Leaders are students first. Pride kills careers faster than incompetence. Phrase 6. What will people think? You have an innovative solution to the supply chain problem, but it's unconventional. The amateur hesitates. What will people think if we go this route? What if it looks bad? What if they question my judgment? You just revealed that you make decisions based on external approval, not strategic value. Seneca faced this constantly in Nero's court. One wrong move meant death. But he understood that seeking approval from others is the fastest way to lose your own authority. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Your power move. Here's why this approach serves our objectives. You evaluate ideas based on results, not perception. You lead from conviction, not consensus. That's the difference between leadership and popularity contests. Phrase 7. I don't have time. Your team needs coaching on the new software. A key client wants a strategy session. The networking event could open doors. The amateur says, I don't have time for that. I'm swamped. Maybe next quarter. You just announced that you can't prioritize what matters most. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire and still found time for philosophical reflection every morning. Time isn't the issue. Judgment is the issue. When you say you don't have time, you're really saying you can't distinguish between urgent and important. The strategic response, let me see how to make this work. You evaluate the request against your priorities. You might delegate something else. You might reschedule less critical tasks. But you don't dismiss opportunities with lazy time excuses. Same principle when someone asks for help with a career decision. The amateur says, I don't have time to mentor right now. The executive says, let's grab coffee Thursday morning. One builds networks, the other burns them. But here's where it gets dangerous. The first 7 phrases make you look weak. The final 3 phrases make you actually become weak. Section 3. Phrases 8 to 10. The passive mind. The final 3 phrases reveal the most dangerous weakness of all: a passive mind. These are the words of men who've given up their agency. They wait for change instead of creating it. Phrase 8. It's always been done this way. New process could cut meeting time in half. Digital tool could streamline approvals. Different approach could improve client satisfaction. The stupid response? It's always been done this way. Why fix what isn't broken? Change is risky. You just announced that you're mentally stagnant. Seneca understood that adaptation is survival. Every change of fortune is either a trial or a reward. The Roman Empire lasted 1,000 years because it constantly evolved its tactics while maintaining core principles. Here's your move. How do we test this safely? You don't resist change. You manage risk. You run small experiments. You learn fast and adapt faster. That's how leaders stay relevant while others become obsolete. Phrase 9. I hope things change. Revenue is down. Team morale is low. The market is shifting. The amateur response? I hope things turn around. Maybe next quarter will be better. Hopefully leadership will fix this. You just confessed that you're a passenger in your own career. Marcus Aurelius faced plague, war, and political chaos. He didn't hope for better circumstances. He created better responses. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The executive move. Here's what I'm changing this week. You identify what's in your control. You take specific action. You influence what you can and adapt to what you can't. Hope is not a strategy. Action is. Phrase 10. I need to tell them off. Someone undermines you in the meeting, takes credit for your idea, questions your competence publicly. The stupid response? I need to tell them off. Set the record straight. Show them who's boss. You just announced that you're going to destroy your strategic position for emotional satisfaction. Seneca mastered the most dangerous political environment in history. His secret weapon wasn't confrontation. It was strategic silence. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Your power move. Document everything. Build alliances quietly. Let their behavior speak for itself, while yours demonstrates unshakable professionalism. When you react emotionally, you lose. When you respond strategically, you win. Notice the pattern across all 10 phrases. Stupid men surrender agency. Strategic men claim it. The difference isn't intelligence, it's discipline. Here's your practice system. Pick 2 phrases you use most. This week, catch yourself before you say them. Replace them with the Stoic counter move. Practice at work and at home. Master your words. Master your authority. Your words reveal your mental discipline. Stupid men surrender control through victim language, weak authority, and passive thinking. Strategic men claim agency with Stoic principles.
Start with 2 phrases this week. Master your words, master your authority.
Subscribe for executive-level Stoic tactics that actually work in high-pressure situations.